Oh, I felt like I'm on holiday. You really scared me then when you just turned up like that. You really scared me. Are you just gonna eat these straight away? What are you doing? Right, cool. Ah! Oh! No! A cake cupcake. Oh God, a cake cupcake. Look at that, guys, 21 degrees. Oh, not a happy face for the humidity, 72%. It's very, very wet in here though, but I've just opened the windows. Good morning everyone, welcome back to my allotment diaries. My name is Emma, these are my allotment diaries. I'm starting from inside my greenhouse today. I thought, why not? It's 21 degrees in here, it feels amazing today. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, it was overcast, it was cloudy, it was very, very windy. It rained on and off all day and it was just miserable. Today I've woken up, really, really sunny, blue skies all day, so I'm really happy with that, to be honest. And then in the week, apparently it's getting up to like 18, 19 degrees by Friday. So this is a great week for getting stuff out planted. That was a weird way to say it, for planting stuff out. It's a great week for starting some seeds, doing jobs around your allotment. So if you can get to your allotment when the weather's nice, I'd absolutely recommend it. I feel like we have already had more sun and blue skies than we did for the whole of 2024. And I really do mean that, because I was looking back at some of my footage and like my Instagram posts from last year, and it's so overcast all the time. Like, honestly, it's just so cloudy, and that kind of thick grey smoggy cloud that covered the sky last year really got me down. I think it got a lot of people down. And I think it's a big reason why a lot of crops failed last year. They just did not get the sun that they needed and that heat and that consistency. I feel like this year's going to be different. I'm just putting it out there, guys. I know I might have jinxed it, but I don't really believe in that, to be honest, anymore. I think this year's going to be a good year. So I think it's going to be a great year. If it's your first year, I think you've picked a really lucky year. 2025 is where it's at. That's my shed door. I've got to put something to stop that. I'm going to be planting out my brassicas today. Here are the brassicas that I have brought with me. So I've got some cauliflower. This is the Tirza variety. They're all plug plants. I've decided this year that I'm not going to start brassicas from a seed. They are actually quite easy to start from a seed. They're really not difficult, but I just thought I'd save some time, save some space, and I didn't have my greenhouse up and going when I wanted to start them, so that's my excuse. I've also got some Savoy cabbage, my favourite cabbage. You guys know that if you've watched my vlogs for a while. It's the Jade F1, and again, all the plug plants looking very nice. The slugs are going to love these, aren't they? Oh, they really are. They're going to go mad for them. I've also got some curly kale. I tried growing kale last year and it didn't really work for me. Did I start from a seed? But they didn't work. It says it takes 12 weeks plot to plate. I mean, I'm going to try some curly kale. I'm really into kale at the moment. I absolutely love it. I like crisping it up. You know when you roast it and it goes super crispy and it's almost like crisps, like kale crisps. That's really nice. So I'm into kale. Those are the 3 varieties that I've got to go out in the smaller bed, and that's what we're going to plant out today. These are my little onions. Are they onions or shallots? I think it might be a mixture of both. I can't actually remember. It doesn't matter because they'll all go in the same bed. They are starting to germinate. I just wish I had more seed because I think some of them probably dried out. before I was sort of ready to look after them properly. I might see if I've got some more seed actually and re-sow them, but they are doing well. And obviously nothing on the cosmos yet, but I have really high hopes for these. Absolutely starving. You can't survive without me coming down, giving you some mealworms. Right, they're going in this bed, and this bed has had brassicas in it a few times, but they do well every single year here. Why change it? Until there's a problem, I won't change it. So I'll just move these out of the way. What we'll do is we'll top it up with a little bag of fresh compost, which my husband cleverly hid under this wheelbarrow. See, you can hardly see it. You wouldn't know it's here. Right, Silver Grow, multi-purpose, 100% peat-free. This is my choice. It is endorsed by the RHS, and I have just found it to be a very, very good compost. It is a very, very good quality compost, and I have honestly found it to be so, so good for my crops, but it is quite pricey, and I could not afford to use it for all of my beds all the time. So that's why I go with the cheaper B&Q multi-purpose compost, and then I buy a few smaller bags of this stuff. So this is only 50 litres, and I buy a few bags of this just to top it up and add some extra goodness to it. And also I sort of use things like cardboard, and I'm trying to make my own compost, and I compost other things as well. But yeah, Silver Grow is just a really great brand. If you could afford to fill all of your raised beds with Silver Grow, if you're like super rich, do it. It's my favourite brand of compost. They've never worked with me, by the way, so Silver Grow, if you are watching, I do love you. Send us some free bags for you, mate. I'm always very grateful when I get given anything to try out. But yeah, Silver Grow I've just found to be one of the best brands of compost. There we go. So I am having to break them up a little bit and sort of pull them apart. I always tell you, don't be too scared to do this, because the plants, they know whose roots is whose. They know. It's their problem, you know? Some of them look a bit healthier than others, like a bit bigger. So those are the ones we're sort of hoping will survive the most. There we go. Easy. Right. What we're going to do is we're going to separate them all, and then, oh gosh, you really scared me then when you just turned up like that. You really scared me. Are you just going to eat these straight away? What are you doing? There's no worms here. There's no worms. I don't understand. I'm going to break them all up and then decide where they're going to go and dot them all about. Just while Einstein watches his lunch being displayed nicely. It's like I'm just displaying his lunch for him nicely. Do they eat brassicas? Probably. Do you? Are you? Is that what you're going to do right now? Really? I don't know which is which now that I've done this. Put me right off, Einstein, you really have. Completely put me off my A game now. Not that I would have remembered anyway, but you know, I could have. I definitely won't now. Be like brassica pick-a-mix, that's what it'd be. Back them all in. Right, so seeing as I've now seeing as I've now muddled them all up and I have no idea which plant is which plant except the kale, we're just going to sort of dot them everywhere. So we just don't know what will grow where. Except kale. We'll know where the kale is, but everything else will be a mystery. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Right, I'm not so worried about spacing, you know. I'm not so worried about spacing. Not until they start really growing, showing me that they want to live, you know. I follow this home gardener on Instagram called Amy, and she doesn't believe in spacing her plants out. She sort of just puts them all really close together and she always gets really amazing crops. So I'm going to sort of follow her lead on that a little bit and stop worrying so much about spacing of your crops. Obviously some crops need to be spaced a little bit further apart, but actually I don't think spacing matters too much. You know, like with carrots and beetroot and stuff, I learnt last year or the year before that actually if they're too close together they sort of push each other out the way and it's survival of the fittest. So you still will get some big carrots, it's just that you'll get some little baby ones next to it. They sort of know what they're doing, and I guess in the wild, if carrot seeds were to sort of naturally sow themselves, so carrot seeds are teeny tiny, they come from the flowers, they're waving about, they're not thinking about spacing themselves out, they're just plonking themselves down and then fighting for the space. There's nothing wrong with making your crops fight a little bit. That's basically the moral of the story, so that's what my crops are going to do this year. See, after me, God, what should I do? Right, now that they're all planted in and watered in, we need to protect them. So there's two main things that are going to get your brassicas at this time of year. Number one is going to be slugs, which is why I'm going to put down those shells again. These are just crushed whelk shells to act as a bit of a barrier because they don't like to slither over the top of them. So I'm going to put all those down everywhere. But also we need to be thinking about the birds and the pigeons at this time of year because they love brassica plants. They will come down and they will just strip all of the leaves. I didn't used to believe that pigeons liked brassicas, but apparently they do. They have a very varied diet. And the way I'm going to protect them from pigeons is by using this, which is what I am going to talk to you about today. This is from Andermatt Home and Garden and it's called Bio Fleece. So it protects your crops from frost. It's obviously still March and we are still getting frost. So it's nice to protect your crops from frost at this time of year by putting over some fleece. It's also going to work really well at protecting them from the pigeons by creating a nice little tent so they can't get to them. It's also completely plastic free, which is excellent. So it says on the packaging here, it looks like plastic made from plants. You can get it in lots of different sizes. This is 2 by 10 meters, so it's quite a lot of it. Plastic free, very eco-friendly, and it should work really well against the pigeons as well as protecting from the frost as well. Right, so we'll put down the shells first from the sluggies. Can I open this? My hands are so cold. I can't open it. I know it's cold, but we have to suffer. You're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it. I'm not. It's a lie. It's a lie, Harry Potter. It's a lie. Ah! Right, let's get these down everywhere. The whole bag on that. I didn't actually expect to, but there we go. Right, well, we'll find out together whether the slugs can get over this. I imagine they probably can somehow. They are sort of super slugs, aren't they? Oh dear, not the job for a windy day, eh? Right, we'll just cut it to size. 10 by 2 metres is a lot. You get a lot for 10 by 2 metres. I'd probably recommend a slightly smaller size, but you do get a lot left over, so, and you can just cut it to size, and it's so easy to cut. So I guess maybe it's worth getting a bit more and just reusing it. Right, oh my gosh. Saying that. Oh dear. Right, then we're gonna hold it down with rocks. Right, I've held it down with rocks, but I think what I might do is buy those pegs. You can get great big pegs, and then they sort of peg over here like that, and it will just keep it all and stop it from flying away. Obviously you don't want the fleece to fall down and touch the crop underneath. That's really good for the birds as well. That's going to keep all the birds off. Let me show you the fleece up close a little bit. Like I said, one of the best things about it is that it's completely plastic free, so it's made from plant material, which means that it will biodegrade. So if this flew off somewhere into the wilderness and I never saw it again, I would be sort of happy knowing that it's not a bit of plastic. It will eventually biodegrade and sort of disappear. You can see my hand through it, so lots of light goes through it. All your crops are going to get all the sunlight they need. It also allows for airflow through it, and also the rain can go in it as well. So if you forget to water or it rains, the rain isn't going to sit on the top, it's going to go through the middle. The only thing I would say is if it snows quite heavily, you probably have to shake the snow off, but that's about it really. They do have some great products, and at home and garden. I have used them for a long time just because I'm so impressed that they're completely plastic free, which when you're using them in the garden to be eco-friendly, it's just a great thing. So if you are interested in purchasing one of these, I have a discount code for you. If you go into my description, you'll be able to follow the link and then use my discount code, which will be in the description as well on the screen right now, and you'll get some money off it. And yeah, it's just a really good fleece. So that's the brassicas out. How exciting. It's actually quite windy today. I actually thought it was quite good that it's windy, because as I'm putting it all down and putting the rocks down, I could actually see it blowing up, so I knew where I needed to secure it. So I thought it was quite handy. Right, let's go warm up. Oh my goodness, how did I survive without a warm greenhouse? How did I actually survive? It is 22 degrees in here. Oh, I feel like I'm on holiday. I have brought with me today some wildflower seeds. So with wildflower seeds, it's basically a combination of lots of different flowers in one pack. So in this pack, it doesn't tell me what's in it. Let's play guess the seed actually, while we're just warming up. Right, if I just pour some on the table here. Here, play along at home. See if you can play along. Right, I've identified sunflowers. These are sunflowers for sure. I think the really tiny ones look like poppy seeds. These wiggly things looks like a dried worm. That's a calendula, I believe. These I don't know. These big ones I don't know. Looks like something I'd have on my porridge, this does. All these seeds and things, seeds and nuts. Oh, cornflowers. Little bushy ones are cornflowers, little ones with a little tail on the end. Not too bad. I mean, I now look at a pack of seeds like this and I can actually recognise a few. The sunflowers and the calendula, but those are quite easy seeds, and the cornflowers, they're quite obvious. The poppies, because they're teeny tiny little circle things. It's like a little chocolate egg from a mini egg pack. Yeah, interesting. Aren't seeds interesting? They are so crazy. That is nature's art, that is. That is beautiful. Where's my phone? Let's take a photo of that on my Instagram. Oh, it's so beautiful. Be a new game show, couldn't it? Identifying all the seeds. Right, let's go and plant them. It's so windy outside. Why is it so bleeding windy? That would be a good invention, actually. I thought of another invention. It's been a while since I thought of a new invention. A seed... Right, bear with me right now. You know how you get desk hoovers? Like a mini hoover that you can, like, do all the... You know, get all the dust off your desk. A seed hoover, where you hoover up seeds that you've dropped, and then it goes like reverse, and then you can like put them into the seed trays. The invention ideas I've given you on this channel, if one of you does not go with one of these and become a billionaire, I will be very disappointed in you. Honestly, I've given you so many ideas. I'm not going to do it. I ain't got time. Right, cool. Ah! Oh! No! Am I an idiot? Blooming knew I'd do that. I've had an idea. So somebody actually taught me this trick a little while ago. If you want to sow seeds that are like quite small and you want to sow them directly like wildflower seeds, get yourself a pot and some seed compost, which I've got here. Oh, what's that label? Don't want that. Then get your little seeds that you want to sow directly, pour them into your pot. Right, like that. Then mix them up, and then that little mixture there is what you scatter. Something, I think it's called like a cupcake mixture, like a cake cupcake, a cake cupcake. God, a cake cupcake. A flour, no, yeah, maybe a flour cupcake or a seed cupcake. It's a mix. You're making a mix. It's like a ready, you know when you buy like a ready to bake mix, you're basically making that with your seeds and compost. So now when I scatter that, if I forget to rough some of them in and they're not covered, they're more likely to be because they've got seed compost on them. I'm sure this just makes complete sense and I don't really need to explain what I'm doing. I hope so anyway, because it's not making any sense. Right, I'm going to go scatter this now. Okay, right, we're with it, we're with it. Right, well I'm going to say goodbye today because my hands are freezing and I can't feel them anymore. I hope you've enjoyed my vlog today. I hope it's been inspiring, interesting. Do remember that if you do want to purchase the Allotment fleece or the Allotment products, my link will be below and I do have a discount code so you will get some money off. They are fantastic, they are plastic free and I've used them for 3 or 4 years now and I just, honestly, they are great. I'll be back again on Friday. Until then, have a lovely rest of the week and fingers crossed for some nice warm weather. I'm hoping on Thursday I'll be here in a nice frilly dress, wandering around just having a lovely time in the sun. Anyway, join me then and find out. See you Friday guys, thanks so much for watching. Bye.